Good afternoon, Prof.
Good afternoon, Stanley.
Prof, it's nice having you on this program once again. I don't know whether you are happy to be on the program again.
I'm happy. It's great for me to be here this morning. I came into the studio this morning feeling so good, feeling so joyful, feeling so peaceful, feeling so excited about this beautiful, sunny, brightened, wonderful day that God has created.
So, Prof, how is Martinez doing?
Martinez, I'll tell you, Stanley, that we are progressing. We are making progress. Our field project is going on. The renovation we are doing at the Tudowada Clinic. We finished the tiling work of the main wall, the female walls, and some other parts of the building this week. I think that project was completed Wednesday of this week. Now we are moving into the phase of probably setting up the injection room. Once that is completed, we will now paint the whole building. We'll give it a new face, and then hand it over to the Emir of Tudowada. He will choose a date for that festivity. I do not know when that will be, but we are planning at least to complete all the work. If not, maybe end of October or November.
Alright, sir. Are there any current projects that you
Yes, we are planning projects in education, at least help those poor parents who are having challenges in providing exercise notebooks for their children. I'm talking about at the primary school level, maybe distributing mathematical sets to those in primary 5, primary 6, primary 5 and primary 6, then the notebooks in the early primary school, in the early grades, primary school level.
That is wonderful.
Yes.
And I hope that God will give you the strength to, pull that through.
Yes.
In such endeavor.
Why we plan to do this is because we know that there is really hardship in Nigeria, Stanley. People are really suffering. There is hunger in the land. Hardship is rising in Nigeria. Everyone have to do something about it. All hands have to be on there. We have to have parents. A lot of the parents of these kids, they are unemployed. They have no job. They have no income. And those of them who are farming, it takes a lot of money to farm, money to invest in fertilizers and chemicals. So we want to do this because we want to help these parents.
Alright, on our weekly broadcast, we usually talk about what happens in our society, at Nigeria, and even at the local level, to state levels, and into to the federal level as well. But for today's edition of our broadcast, there is something I would really, as a professor, as an erudite, as a scholar. President came out to say that our country, Nigeria, is divided. Is his claim.
Well, Stanley, I confirm to you that my position on this issue is that I've not seen the actual data that has been collated on this. So I'm not going to be able to take a position on that issue, whether it's less divided or more divided in this administration. But I can tell you what I have observed
What
I can tell you what I have observed, but it's not based on collected data. So going forward on this issue, my observation, my travel around the country, because I have traveled to the hinterlands, I've traveled to grassroots in the north, I've traveled to grassroots communities in south, southwest, and what I observe is more and more hardship, more and more unemployment, more and more graduates that have left our universities, BS degree, master's degree, running around with that, and thereby creating opportunities to gain recruitment into banditry, terrorism, kidnapping, armed robbery, and idle behavior. Because when you are idle, you begin to plan things that are evil. You begin to think of things that are evil. You want to go out and rape a young boy. You want to go out and rape an elderly. You want to go and rape a young woman, a young girl. You want to go and rape a young man. You want to go and kidnap someone. You want to go and rob someone. You begin to plan evil. You begin to plan how you can be recruited to become a bandit, to become a terrorist. Because don't forget, when these groups, if you belong to a group of bandits, you belong to a group of you are in a group of terrorists and a group of kidnapping. Yes, this young man, this young women see it as a source of income, as a source of security.
In the midst of insecurity. Sir, Prof, I want to ask you a question about the national conference that was conducted during the President Jonathan's government. A lot of Nigerians are clamoring that those resolutions should be implemented so that every part of every community in Nigeria will have a sense of belonging. Was that not the reason why the national conference was conducted in the first place?
Yes, Stanley, this is part of the problem in an emerging democracy like what we have in Nigeria. This democracy we are witnessing today in Nigeria commenced and we are still at the lower level of it, at the beginning stage of it. We have not moved. We have not progressed as we should have. One of the reasons is that there has been no continuity in governance. Government want to take credit for what they have done. Before I get to the national conference, let me back up a bit to talk about the Vision 2020. I was one of those that served in making that document possible. I served in Capital Human Development Committee, primarily in education. A lot of good things came out from that meeting. Good report was produced. Let me tell you, Stanley, that when the government of former President Jonathan came, after the passing away, the passing on of our dear President, whom I admire so much, President Yaradua. He would have been found, he would have been the father that Nigeria has long been hungry for. He would have done great things for Nigeria. He was sincere, was a sincere man. He really meant good and wanted to change the face of this country. He did, but for the 3 years he was president, he did great things. But when the administration of former President Goodluck came, that document was shelved. It was kept in the shelf. There was no continuity with what he commenced. Instead, that administration came up with their own agenda. Okay? And later, they said, let us have their administration gave birth to National Conference, the famous National Conference of 2014, I believe. And a lot of people, even though it was done, it was heavily criticized. Remember, election was coming up in 2015. The former president was heavily criticized by some persons that he was merely doing it to save his presidency so that he can come back, he can be re-elected and come back in 2015. People didn't really have faith in it, they didn't really believe in it. So much money was spent gathering these people, putting these people together, maybe between 13 and 14 or 15 billion naira. Certain persons, a lot of persons did not agree with it. They didn't believe in it. And when this administration came in 2015, they shared it. They did not look into that direction. There was no continuity in that vision, in that report that came out. And today, people are still believing that it was a mistake, that this administration shared that document, and are still calling on this administration to go back and look at it, that there are certain good things that can foster the unity of Nigeria. Talking about this country is more divided now than ever. You know, I have not seen data that have been collected and collated for me to be able to take that position, whether it's more or less. But what I said earlier is that it's what I've seen on the ground, the hardship and suffering, the unemployment, the failure of factories. Factories have failed, productive factories have failed, power have failed, so much money has been pumped into the power sector. There are no roads. You talk about roads going from Abuja to Kano, through Kaduna to Kano, the road is just not good. Starting from Abuja to Nasarawa State, Kefi, Lafia, Makurdi, Taraba, Damawa, Bauchi, the road is not good. Talking about traveling from Abuja to Lokoja to Okene, well, except the only part of Okene road that is good is the bypass. I've traveled on that road several times. A lot of accidents, a lot of deaths in that road, a lot of death travel. They're from Okene, towards the tail end of Okene, going to Edo State, to Okpila, to Awuchi. The road is not to write about. Potholes everywhere. When you travel on that road, you come back and start fixing your vehicle. So, and hardship is rising everywhere. Rising unemployment, rising insecurity, rising banditry, rising terrorism. A lot of people are dying. Look at what's going on in Borno State. Just 2 days ago, a couple of days ago, it was announced that DPO and an inspector, they were murdered, assassinated in the state of Sokoto, and housewives are abducted. Every day is like that. In Katsina, people are kidnapped, by bandits. They are taken to the bush. Children, district heads. This is on the rise. It's rising. Well, that I can take a position on this, that what I am saying, I'm not going to be able to compare what is going on today to what has happened in the previous years. I've not seen that data for me to be able to make that comparison. So, yes, there are good things coming back now to the Vision 20, to the famous National Conference of 2014. There are good things that are there that some persons have said and continue to say to the administration, that if they are enforced, if they are implemented, that the implementation of some of these good things in that report can foster and strengthen the unity of Nigeria, can bring back the unity of Nigeria that Nigeria once enjoyed. And this is what certain persons are saying to this government. And I'm also going to lend my voices to those certain persons that the present administration, the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, should take a look at that document and see how it can extract some of the things that can unify this country. There is nothing wrong with diversity. I'm glad it's good to have diversity. It's good to have cultural diversity. It's good to have religious diversity. But remember, diversity is strength. If you go to Europe, go to the United States, or Canada, Australia, you have a lot of our men and women. Yes, they are all about those places, doing very well in government position, holding good jobs, policy jobs. I've always compared myself to my living in the United States and Nigeria. If it was Nigeria, my job in the United States, I would not get unemployment, because I'm not coming from a political family. I have no godfather, I have no godmother. I was strictly employed based on my own merit. I changed job a couple of times. Each of the employment I was given was based on merit. I didn't have to know anybody. I just applied, and they looked at me, and I prospered on my employment because I was able to deliver the product that was expected of me. And that's what is not happening in Nigeria. You have a lot of people that are not qualified, that are in positions. You have the qualified people that are not having the opportunity to gain employment, all because they have no godfather, all because they have no godmother, all because they are not from aristocratic families, all because they are not from political families. So these are some of the things that need to change. We need to take a look at our diversity and see how we can come together, how we can become more strengthened, more energized, more unified. This is my take. This is my own assessment of what is going on in Nigeria today. But of course, it's typical of all emerging democracies. It's not just limited to Nigeria. But we can say, because all developing countries are facing the same situation, but that we should not be following suit. We are the most populous country in Africa, black nation. So all of the smaller black countries, you know what, should look at us. We should set that example. We have so much resources in this country to tap from, to tune into, to draw from, natural resources, human capital. We have so much to be proud of, to be thankful to God for. We should purify ourselves and begin to do things on merit. Because I think this is one of the things driving protests in this country. This is one of the things driving anger. This is one of the things driving insecurity. People saying that I am not an what do I have to gain? This is one of the things driving corruption. You might want to talk. You can't talk about this thing instantly without talking about impunity, nepotism. I can do it. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing will happen. The people are angry, and this is why people are angry. People are feeling marginalized. This is why they think that yes, we are marginalized. We are just a part of Nigeria on paper. The former president's letter, this is what I believe that he pointed to. I didn't read the letter, but I don't have to read the letter to take my own position based on what I have observed, based on my travel around the grassroots communities all over Nigeria.
All right, thank you, Professor. It's been awesome listening to you and your opinion on some issues that are going on in Nigeria and in our system. And one quick take, I would like to hear from you the way forward, the things that we can actually do to improve our situations. Be you a farmer, be you somebody from the north, from the south, from the east, and to the west. What words of encouragement do you have for everyone out there? Just 2 seconds.
I always say that as a Nigerian citizen, you do what you need to do. Be obedient to the law. Don't take laws into your hand. Speak with your political representatives, your governors, your senators, your representatives, both at the federal, state, and local levels. Ask questions, because that's really what is rooted into peaceful participation, following up on what's going on in your community, participating faithfully, peacefully, joyfully in what's going on in your community, doing what you can. You don't need to be a kidnapper, you don't need to be a terrorist, you don't need to be a bandit, you don't need to rape people, you don't need to be a criminal, you don't need to be a drug dealer. Live right, make the decision that will empower your economic status.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
And it's awesome. And I wish you well in your future endeavor. And probably what Multi-Needs will have to, we'd like to be hearing more updates on what Multi-Needs are doing since as an NGO organization, where they are reaching the people that they are, impacting, and those whose lives are, being changed by your handworks and the teams around you.
I must quickly say thank you to you, Stanley, but let me quickly say in seconds that Multi-Needs, we are new in Nigeria. We are new in Nigeria. This idea was given birth to in Boston, the state of Massachusetts, my state of residency in the United States. That's how this idea was given birth to come to Nigeria, and also to expand and move into other developing countries all around the world, to uplift people, to encourage people, to tell people that you're not alone, we are standing with you here, to smile, to put it to their faces, to put food into their table. As you are aware, we give help, we give help to people, we give socio-economic help, we're involved in enhancing quality education, we're involved in promoting human rights advocacy and giving legal representatives, we are involved in the encouragement of people, and we try to let people know that they don't have to they don't have to do crimes to part of the thing Multi-Needs is doing. We preach peace, we preach strength, we preach unity, and we go about communities doing advocacy on preventable infectious diseases and we assist people. We give economic assistance, cash grants to those who want to start small businesses and those who have issues and with human rights violations. We give assistance and legal representation and preach to strengthen their followership of the Constitution.
All right, thank you very much.